Commissioner, there was, I think, 2 questions when you were reading. Ukata watu ambao walikuwa wanauliza, and just give them time, very briefly, before we engage the other team, so that they can air their segment of the question they were asking. And I know I remember the year we had one. No, the other person. Okay. And the regional minister. So, kindly let us be attentive now so that we get the information. I give the DIO so that we can engage the DCC.
Asante sana, Bishop, for the opportunity. Commissioner, the question I wanted to ask is about the recent order to shoot at the left by the president. And it was, I don't know how that was interpreted by your officers. Because, and probably you can help us clarify what is the impact of that order to our young people now that we are nearing electioneering periods, and of course those groups and whatever will be forming. How should we as the church, as we address our young people, how should we guide them, and how serious is that order?
Kuhusu pombe hapa Bondeni, Kigait, toward Moscow, watu wanakunywa pombe. Even ukienda hapo utakuta watu wengi sana wamelala hapo kwa nyasi. Before shule zifungwe, nilitembea hizo sites na nikakuta kwamba watoto wengi hawaendi shule. Nikachunguza, nikaambiwa ni wazazi wanataka kupeleka kwa shule, wengine wanasema ni chakula inalipishwa na shule. Kwa hivyo we have a problem those areas. 2 or 3, hii mambo ya nyumba kumi kadhani hampatili the true information. Kuna udanganyifu mahali, so ikiwezekana whether mtaweka evangelist ama wachungaji kwa hizo nyumba kumi, kwa sababu mambo mengi haikuji kwenu, inapotelea hapo kwa sababu kuna mambo mengi sana inafichwa. So tafadhali kwa nyumba kumi pia wekeni kilaje mahali. Asante.
Thank you. Those are the DCC.
Yeah.
I had one last one.
No, I had 2. No.
With respect. Bwana DCC, as much as I come from Nano, many a time I do some business here in Kuru, and there is an issue, especially in the area of transport. There are people who call themselves Kamagera. These are the guys, as I mentioned them, you as a passenger. Sijui kama umesafiri hapa. Wewe beba kamzigo, jaribu kuenda ukienda kwa gari. These guys watakusukume na kabla ufike mahali unaenda, maybe umeporwa simu, kidogo kidogo, you will find yourself at their mercies. Na ni hao vijana ambao yeye hakuna kitu ameongoja, amebakisha, so he can do anything. So Bwana DCC, na hivi kitu imepanda kwa kiwango fulani. There was a time I engaged the OCS Central for the same, and I don't know if it has ever reached to your office that in the area of transport, there are those young boys and even girls who really destroy the peace ya wasafiri. Wakati wanasafiri pale, uporaji uko juu sana, na unajipata ya kwamba mtu kama ni kijana ama hata wewe, wakikuja wakiwa watatu wanne, you have to comply with them, you part with something. I don't know if you have any report in your desk.
Okay. Thank you. Let us give the commissioner to react to both.
Okay, the first one is a very interesting one. Shoot at the leg. Okay, I think nobody should be harmed. Ukiwa innocent, si ndio? Ukiwa innocent, you are doing your own things, hakuna mtu atashughulika nawe, si ndio? But I think what the president was trying to say is the police to use necessary force, si ndio? Na hii force ni kumaanisha badala ya kuua unaweza immobilize mtu, which is within the law by the way. Sijui kama umesoma hiyo act ya police, NPS act. Is very clear. Inasema kama mtu anajaribu kuharm mtu mwingine ama kuchukua property ya mwingine, anaweza, the police can use necessary force. Ama ukiattack polisi na hako unambuduki, unampiga mawe, si hata yeye ni binadamu, si ndio? Anaweza kama anaona maisha yake ni hatari, anaweza tumia hiyo weapon to use necessary force to arrest your criminal. Is that within pretty well within the law. But labda watu, unajua sasa president akisema kitu watu wanakuanga very sensitive, si ndio? Inafuatiliwa sana. I believe that was what he meant, although I don't want to put words in his mouth. Hii issue ya pombe pia kuna area ingine walisema jana. This one to pass to the relevant DCC na Ngao will act on this. Kunasema Mbondeni. Jana ilikuwa wapi? Jana ilikuwa ya which area? 58. Oh yeah. 58. Hii ya kuteremka kwa lake.
Yes.
Okay.
Sasa hivi mpaka amelala hapo.
Yeah. That one, all the issues that you raised to me, I'll forward to the county commissioner. Itakuwa discussed kwa county security team. So at least we'll see some action in the near future. Then issue ya nyumba kumi. What we usually have sub-county security team. We have the divisional security team, or the ward security team, the locational and the sub-location security team. What I'll do is to make sure the chiefs incorporate you in those meetings, in the teams, to the clergy. They usually do, maybe imeweka chini or invite, but I'll remind them you should be members. The clergy is supposed to be a member of those security teams. Sasa, so kila location wakiwa na one of you as members, I think that will help. Your issues will be incorporated in the discussions. Si ndio? Then Kamagira, hiyo issue ya toting first of all is illegal. Si mnajua? See, we were talking Kamagira is hiyo issue ya toting. Kama mtu anaenda Nairobi unajaribu kumwambia anaenda wapi. Na akitoka nyumbani alikuwa anajua anaenda wapi. Si ndio? So I think that also I'll discuss with the county commander tuone vile tutaweza fanya. Just need to do a few raids na watu wajue touting is illegal. Si ndio? Una fine hata unaweza fungwa. So I think so far so good. Hizo vitu zingine I'll discuss with the county commissioner tuone vile tunaweza scale down those issues ambao mmetaja hapa tangu jana. Sasa thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, DCC. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kamagiras are becoming they're nuisance. They're very nuisance. They call Kamagira Kamagira is kazi yao ni kwenda kuchukua.
Na wanalipwa.
They are paid.
Oh, commission.
Yeah, so
Wanasema ni labda ni kazi.
Anasema ni kazi. Ni kazi tu, lakini najua naye si kazi ambayo pengine inasikika kwamba unachukuliwa tena unaporwa. Sasa hiyo ndio ingiza maneno. So thank you so much, Commissioner. We appreciate for your coming, and we shall engage. We shall engage you at the office of the county commission. We are ready. We always, at the time, the moment that we call upon, we always there is always a response from the office. We want to appreciate the leadership of Commissioner Manakivara. But even when I call him, even over the phone, even there is something, he picks the phone and he reacts. So we look forward to more engagement, as we look forward for the issues that we are raising. That where we are going now is that we need more engagement so that we can make Nakuru safe and maybe the country. Sio ni nzuri. So you are left with Baringo and Kericho.
And now 2 minutes each.
Yes, 2 minutes each. 2 minutes each. Baringo County.
Naongea kwa simu. Tunaweza pata data
From Kericho. Chama. Kericho. 2 minutes. Sasa nitasimama. Kwa sababu nataka 2 minutes so that now we can also review our press statement. And from there we have the way forward.
Thank you.
Najua wazee wasomi sana, ukisomesha watu wazima mzaanza kusema ndio wasomee.
Natoka upande wa Kericho County. Na vile ninaelewa huko Kericho County tunapakana na counties 6. Kisumu, Homa Bay, Nyamira, Bomet, Nakuru na Nandi. Na hiyo area iko katikati hapo. Tunashukuru NCCK kwa vile amefanya kazi since tumekuwa nao tangu 2007. Huko ni cosmopolitan. Ukisikia watu wakisema Londiani, cosmopolitan, uende Kipsite, cosmopolitan, Sondu, cosmopolitan, pande ule Wanyamira pia, sote katikati. Maana tunajua tunapakana na Bomet. So hiyo area ya Kericho County iko sawa. Shida yetu tu, mimi nafikiria juzi mlikuwa mkiona tukiwa kule Nairobi tuking'ang'ania. Si hata mnajua mpaka Kiswahili ilipotea huko hapa. Ndio ni means of communication. Watu walikuwa na, unajua barabara ya Moroni imekuja, wamewacha Kericho County, watu wengi hawapitii, wanakuja Kisumu, wanaenda Nairobi, wanapitia nje ya Londiani. Wamepanga pia ya Bomet huko Sotik na kuenda Nairobi. Sasa Kericho Town siku hizi haina biashara. Uende upande wa chai pia, nafikiria mnasikia mambo ya chai. Sisi tunategemea oceanaires kule Mombasa. Tunashukuru nyingi na wale wengine wanauza huko ng'ambo chai yao. Sasa tunafikiria karibu kule. So upande wa Kericho tunashukuru Mungu ametuweka mahali tuko, na tunaomba Mungu atusaidie sana sana kwa upande wa amani. Tunang'ang'ania. Unajua machines letu kwa chai, wafanyikazi wengi walienda kwa chai, ndio machines zinafanya hiyo. Pia ikawa shida upande hiyo ya plantation.
Walienda ama walifutwa? Walienda ama walifutwa?
Wafanyikazi wengi walikuwa wanatoka Western mahali, yaani Kenya mzima, lakini vile machines ziletwa, sasa si kila mtu alifikia. Sasa uchumi, biashara pia ikaenda chini. Mambo ya Sondu, tunashukuru sana national government. Walituletea issue. Na tangu hiyo unajua huko kwetu kuna vijana wadogo wanaenda, hawasemi wanaenda kuiba, wanasema wanaenda kuleta upande wa nyakati. Unajua ng'ombe yetu hizi hata huko inakujanga pande hizi. So nashukuru sisi walitusaidia. Kwanza kuanzia 2007 wamesaidia. So asanteni sana, sikia tu yale ambayo tuliandika tukiwa watatu. Prevailing issue. Mimi tuliweka hapo was an economic state. Mimi nafikiria huko ile mambo niliwaeleza. Hatuwezi pata pesa kwa haraka sana. Shida hiyo economy imeenda chini. Na impact. Mimi nafikiria hapo unaona what is the project scenario towards 2027. Pande ule wetu tunaelewa siasa. Vile sasa hivi mnasikia kwa radio, siasa imeanza. na tuna vile mliona hata kafe na wakati tuliweka, kumbe uongozi ukiwekwa mtu wenye anakunywa pombe siku hizi hakuna mambo. Hiyo ndio mambo inatupa huko na kafe kwa upande wa Kericho. What message NCCK people, citizens of Kenya, on issue? NCCK should sensitize people to her. Yani inabidi tusaidie clutch wote. Unajua kanisa iko kila pahali, na tukitumia hao watu waelimishe watu itawafikia. Maana kanisa si NCCK kwa upande mwingine alitusaidia, na ninajua wakikutanisha watasaidia watu wetu. Shida sana ni upande wa chini, kuna mahali tunaita hostile areas. Yaani literacy iko chini. Mtu anaweza akiambiwa tu labda watu walikuwa wanakunywa pombe, mwingine anachoma mwingine kisu, mwingine anapiga nduru nasema kabila fulani ametuua, na kumbe walikuwa ni wakunywaji. Sisi tumeita huko mwizi mkunywaji. Ndio ametusaidia. Civic education NCCK wamefanya vizuri. Hapo tukienda action start citizens peace huko ali campaign, si mnaelewa vile imekuwa. Siasa ikianza haraka sana. Wa kwanza tulikuwa kwa broad government. Kama mambo iko vizuri pande hiyo yetu, tukikutana na wale wandugu zetu kutoka Nyakati, unajua NCCK pande hiyo nyingine. Sasa tukikutana tukienda chama moja na wale wandugu zetu, hatuna maneno. Mimi nafikiria mnanielewa hapo. Also, hii mambo ya ethnic, NCCK wakitusaidia kuelimisha watu binadamu ni binadamu. Unajua kuna mtu mwingine labda ajui hata kuongea Kiswahili, anaona mtu mwingine kuongelesha Kiswahili ni shida, analetaka conflict. Hiyo ndio shida. So wakifundishwa binadamu ni binadamu, sisi wote ni Wakenya, itakuwa rahisi. Asante, sitasema mengi. Mimi nafikiria nimemalizia hapo.
Sasa nasikia ikiwa tukiwa chama moja mambo inakuwa moja, na msipokuwa chama tunang'ang'ana. So the people need to be given freedom of choice so that they can make informed decisions. So hiyo ni mambo ya Kericho. Unajua kulikuwa na shida pale kitambo pale Sodu. We can't call that. The government came together with the NCCK. And they were able to dialogue between the two communities. Now they are living like brothers and sisters. So we want to thank God for that. We got to Baringo. Tunasema dakika mbili. Unajua chama ya Kericho alijua nimesema dakika mbili.
Bwana asifiwe. Bwana asifiwe. Hii ni kanisa yetu leo. Tunashukuru kanisa la Baringo. Baringo ni kuzuri, tunaendelea vyema, tunashukuru Mungu. Tunapitia wakati wa siasa, lakini siasa yetu ya Baringo ni tamu sana. I've been in Baringo for 30 years now. Na mimi niliishi wakati ambapo Moya alikuwa anakuja, na Krismasi tunapata watu wanaenda kwa commissioner, wanapatiwa chakula. So kila mtu anatoka na bagi yake imejaa mchele na vitu. Na akikuja baba taifa, watu tunapanga line kwa barabara, mahindi moja ni shilingi inanunuliwa bei ya Jirongo. So watu walizoea pesa. In fact siasa ya juzi ambayo mnasikia wanapiga kelele sio eti walitaka Gideon, wanataka mwenye pesa akuje, kwa sababu kila mahali akienda unasikia 2 million, 5 million. So tulitaka Ruto akuja kwa ground. Asanteni sana. So Baringo tulikuwa na issues ambazo tuliangalia. Issue ambayo sisi tulichoose ni worsening of the economic state of the people. Kwa maana tulizoea, sisi huko tulizoea tunaishi kwa shamba la mawe, especially mimi naishi Kabarnet Town. Hakuna kulima ni mawe. So kile kitu tunategemea wanasiasa washuke na kikapu ya pesa. Na sasa saa hii tunaona ya kwamba pesa zimepotea. Umaskini umeongezeka, especially kwa hii siasa ambayo Ruto anaitwa mtu anaitwa His Excellency amelete, kwa sababu imekuwa na impact sana kwa community, kiasi ambacho biashara zimefungwa, watu wamekuwa maskini, there's a lot of loitering in the town. Kule kwetu tumepata hata mara ya kwanza tunaona kuna sex workers wanakuja sex for food hapo town, na hiyo kitu kwa Mkalenjin ilikuwa hakuna. Ungewahi sikia kuna Mkalenjin anajiuza, lakini siku hizi anasema patia tu mimi 20 bob niende ninunulie watoto chapati wakule. Chapati ni mboga ya kienyeji. Hiyo. So ita scenario ya 2027 itakuwa namna gani? Inamaanisha hata siasa ya 2027 itaafektiwa na ile umaskini ile tuko nayo. Tutapiga siasa, tutakuwa tunanunuliwa cheaply. Watu watanunuliwa, watapeana kura mahali ambapo hawakutaka. NCCK nafikiri inahitajika ifanye kitu zaidi kwa sababu ya hiyo. Twende chini. Tumeambiwa 2 minutes, naona 1 minute imeisha. Cohesion action strengthen peace. Tribalism imekuwa nyingi kutoka kwa wanasiasa, na jinsi mlisikia juzi walikuwa wanasema tunataka mtu wetu, kwa sababu keki ile iko huko juu inakulwa na watu ambao wako. The other time walimwangusha, lakini leo wanaona ya kwamba ni afadhali arudi huko, kwa sababu akirudi kutakuwa na mtu ambaye anawatetea. So wanahitaji mtu ambaye ni prominent, hata kama afanye kitu lakini akae hapo tu. Hii ya frequency ilitushinda hiyo. Nafikiri ilitushinda tukaweka tu vile tulikuwa. Teremka. Civic education tukaona inahitajika kwa wingi, na nafikiri tumemalizia hapo. Tulikuwa watu wanne ambao tulikuwa bishop, mimi pamoja na Lekunde na Kapkiai. Asante.
Naona mambo mengi so much. It's almost the same of from one county to another. It's almost there's a similarity in the issue of adopting. Watu wanao
Hapo tuulize maswali baadaye.
Wako Baringo.
Anataka kuulizwa maswali na ataweza.
I did not get clearly what is the source of food in that area.
The source of food, Nakuru ndio wanatulisha na Eldoret and some part of Baringo, the lower side, kwa sababu mna release maji ile tuliambiwa inatoka wapi hapa. Hiyo maji inakuja ikiua watu wengine na ikitupondesha pia inaleta chakula. We have an irrigation scheme in Marigat ile ambayo inafanya vizuri sana. Kama tunaweza kusaidika, hiyo ndio irrigation ambayo inalisha Baringo ikisupportiwa na Nakuru na Elgeyo Marakwet na Eldoret. Sisi hatulimi, hapo juu ni mawe.
Economic activities. Economic activities zenu gani?
Ni kufuga sali, nyuki, kufuga nyuki, mbuzi na hiyo farming.
Thank you.
upande wa Ravili.
Upande wa Ravili pia wanafanya maua, kuna maua huko. Wanalima. Kutoka kwa irrigation schemes. Magera irrigation scheme. Very sweet.
Hiyo maji ni faida, lakini wakati mwingine pia inakuwa
kile kitu kina happen kwetu Baringo, mvua hainyeshi, especially hizo sides za chini. That's why unaona chakula inaweza limwa na miezi miwili imemachua. And the worst of it, mvua ikinyesha huku kwenu, mtu amekaa hivi na maji na mfagia, kwa sababu kule ni kiangazi. So maji inakutokea kila mahali na ni flat. mtu ina choose mahali pa kupita.
How is the insecurity now?
Insecurity imeanza kuchipuka kidogo kidogo, especially hiyo sehemu ya Tiati na some parts of Nuru kiingia baada ya maji kusongesha watu. Sasa inabidi watu waanze kupita ndani ya msitu kidogo. Insecurity hapo ni mbaya.
Uliona walitumia commandos kufanya kazi kwa land wa
I think
the issue of insecurity, there is some amendment inaendelea, na hapo mbele kidogo kuna watu wenye walikuja kama waingizi, walijifanya ndio waingizi, hawakuja kukaa na watu kutoka
Kenya hii.
Kenya hii.
Kenya hii.
Ndio wakakuja huko wanakaa tu, lakini wanakuwa wanasema ndio waingizi, lakini hawaendi kanisa. Sasa wanapotea. Hao watu wana collect information kwa watu. Hata kuna mmoja anajifanya yeye ni mtu wa kutengeneza pikipiki, lakini ni CID. Jioni anaweza piga simu ya karibu 1 hour. So walipomaliza hiyo wakakuja sasa kwa chiefs. Hapo na list. Wanasema tuonyeshe hizi maneno. So wanaenda tu kufika hapo naambia lete ile kitu. Kwa sababu kuna information yenye imetokezea kwa wale wenye walikuwa wanafanya waingizi. So walikuwa wanapeana bila kujua. So wanaambiwa hao watu walikuja huko na haja basi. Sema ndio tunamkuta. Nani hapo naye? Wana record. So it's hiyo ndio karai iko wapi? Huko. Wanasema sasa wanaanza kujilaumu, wanajilaumu sasa. Ni nani amepeana hii information? So bunduki zimeenda zote sasa. So sijui sasa wote.
Nataka tuupishe. Unajua nyinyi mkiongeza maswali. Unajua Kiriso ni rafiki yangu na najua yake anaongeza na ingine.
Sitaki kuongeza kitu. Niseme tu
I wanted you we concentrate on what
for the
chat so that Kericho can give us.
Kericho is one.
Uko na swali Kericho?
Hii inahusu hapo.
Haya, uliza.
Nilikuwa niombe sasa ile hii itatuhusu na NCCK pamoja na kanisa lingine. Kama walitumia njia ya kuwainjilisti kufanya UCID wa kuweza kucollect silaha, hiyo haitatudhuru sisi kanisa tukienda huko kuanzisha makanisa.
I'm a church planter and KAG is a new church in Baringo. Currently nimepanda like this year nimepanda makanisa 9 kule Tiati. Wapokota hawana shida. Those are few culprits tu wenye wana shida. Hawana shida na hiyo jina ya uinjilisti. Shida ni hao watu wa waizi. So usiogope kuja huko. Karibu.
Asante, sinasikia ina power ya neno. Hata ikisikika hata kama haijahubiriwa, lakini ni wainjilisti waliweza kusaidia wale watu ambao walikuwa, kwa sababu si wote walikuwa na bunduki, lakini bunduki ilikuwa inatumika kwa ujia. Kwa hivyo hata kama walitumia kujia uinjilisti, unajua ni njia na scale na nani tunasema, kwa sababu ni njia moja ya serikali kutaka kupata ujumbe. Hata pengine katikati yenu unainjilisti hata kama wewe ujue ni nini. That's how the government works. If you have been in the government, you know how it works. Mtu wa Kericho. Kericho, iko swali ya Kericho kwa kama sijaita mtu anao.
Concerning Kericho.
Yes.
Tuliona some funny characters of leaders. So for the first time Kenya, tukakaa ni kama Tanzania wakidebate dini. So my question is, nyinyi kama church leaders, mnafanya nini to make sure that in 2027 hatutakuwa na hiyo mistake tena ya elect leaders inaweza yake hata dot
Mimi nafikiria huko Kenya. Mambo ya Kenya kama saa hizi sisi tulikuja kujua mtu, unajua watu kama Kapena huwezi jua hii area anakaa ni watu wengi. Lakini kwa saa hii tumejua sasa ile tutafanya. Unajua sisi tunasema kutengeneza ndio kujua. So we are now organized. Hata juzi walikuwa wametuita na tulikuwa tumetembelea yeye kwake. Juzi akatuita pia. So tukaongelesha, lakini ile kitu tulikuja kuondua ni hii pesa ikikuja kwa njia hiyo. Unajua hata kama ile pesa ya World Bank ilikuwa inakuja ya wakulima, hiyo pesa ilikuwa mingi. So ilifanya hiyo kazi, lakini hatutarudia makosa kama hiyo. Civic education ndio tumeanza sasa kuintroduce, kwa sababu nimesema NCCK tufanye jambo. Tuliweka tuanzie December na tuendelee after election 2 months ndio hiyo kazi.
Wacha nimsaidie Bishop kwa jambo. Allow me. Now, as our brother had asked the question kuhusu tusirudie makosa yenye ilionekana kwa Senate. I'm very much sure that there was an MCA ambaye alisema wacha turudie kikale. Now, tukichunguza au vile tukichunguza ndani, the MCA kusudi afike pale my brother, it was because of compromising. Alikuwa anapatiana pesa na watu wanapiga kura vibaya. Otherwise we should come with sensitization in a way that watu wachague kiongozi wasichague pesa. Asante.
Thank you. That's why I say that we become change, steward of change. That really be sije mtu akienda Senate nauliza ongea na mother tongue. Those are the leaders, and you can see where we are. So it's good sometimes to challenge ourselves and see what we are doing. Some things come so that we can know. Chairman angejua kama there is an MC who cannot even express himself in English or Swahili. I don't know, and you know the condition is very clear that we have 2 languages official. So you could not comprehend. But anyway, we are facing another election coming 2027. The ball is on us. Now,
okay. Na wasalimu wote kwa jina la Yesu. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Naitwa Kasisi Alex, nimetoka Narok na nina fellowship na kanisa la Kenya Assemblies of God. Labda niseme ya kwanza, the Narokians, we are at peace, and the song has slightly changed. So we are no longer in 2 term. I mean, we are no longer in 1 term. We are saying 2 term. As a result of the joy of Aboseri being back to the Ma community. Kwa hivyo hiyo issue ya Aboseri imetutia moyo sana na kule tumefurahia. Sasa tukisema hiyo 2 term, msituulize kitu. Tumesahau na issue ya Orkiombo, ambapo kulikuwa kumeibiwa eka 400,000. Land issues has been a big problem in Narok, but at least we thank God. We also thank God that the rain has been plenty in those areas, such that watu hawajapatwa na njaa vile. Kwa hivyo licha ya kuwa uchumi umeumiza watu, at least mtu akiwa ameshiba hata mfuko ikose kitu hana maneno sana. But our group, we were talking of we took the worsening economic state of the people, and still we have also joined other Kenyans kupeleka mang'ombe kule Kangok hiyo kumuomboleza the late. We were part of Kenyans. Labda wengine walipeleka mingi, lakini hata sisi tulipeleka kama ngapi? Around 47 ama 50. Kwa hivyo kama hamjapeleka ni vizuri pia muende mkaomboleze mzee. Be part of Kenya. Be a Kenya. Okay, unafanya vile wa Kenya wanafanya. As long as the issue of unemployment as a result of economic worsening issues, in Narok tumeface the issue of unemployment ambaye imesababisha, when these youths are not employed, imesababisha a lot of insecurity, na hii insecurity imetu affect kwa kiwango kikubwa pale, na pia imelete mambo mengine mabaya kama hiyo forced marriages. There was a time ili trend, sijui kama mliona, mandugu wanashikana kunyorosha msichana kwa sababu amekataa kuolewa. Na wana corroborate kabisa kwa sababu wanaona yeye ndiye anafanya wafinyiriwe sana, due to lack of something in their pockets, due to economic state situations. Maybe wao wanaona hii ndio suluhisho yetu na wewe ndio unazuia tupate kakitu, walimnyorosha sana, but the case was taken into the court of law, kwa hivyo iwezi ongelelewa sana. Kwa hivyo tumekuwa na hiyo issue ya forced marriages as a result of the worsening economic state. We have also okay, now some of the things we were requesting ni ya kwamba we're going to have the forums of advocacy that will at least enlighten watu kulingana na vile tunavyoweza kuingilia mambo hayo. Baadhi ya vile ambavyo NCCK wanafaa kufanya ni kuwa na kumobilize through CCC, kuwe na forums ambazo zitalete civic education especially to wananchi, na hii tutaipitia through churches, through chiefs na mambo kama hayo ambayo mengi yameelezwa hapa, sitaki kuyaongezea. Pia kuna hiyo issue ya some of the areas ambazo wanasiasa ama ile ambayo inachangia mambo yaharibike zaidi. Tukasema issue kama hate speech ambazo zinaongelelewa. Wakenya ni wazuri, hawachagi kitu, ukitaka kufunika kitu unaleta ingine. Sasa utakuta and especially the politicians wataongelelea hii kuhusu leo, alafu baada kitu kama mwezi usikie ingine imeongelelewa, na hayo maongeo yanachangia mambo kuharibika, especially ikiwa imeletwa katika njia ya kiukabila na mambo kama hayo. Kwa hivyo, kwa sababu sitaki kuwachosha na habari imefika nyumbani, tukubaliane ya kwamba ni sisi wa Kenya tunaohitajika kulete mabadiliko, na ni yale mabadiliko tunayataka tutayahubiri. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Na mimi nisiulizwe swali maana imeeleweka kila kitu.
Nataka kukuongezea moja kwa sababu tangu ameongea. Nataka tu kusema mambo ya Narok insecurity kidogo inaendelea kuchangiwa na migration from other counties. Kama venye nilikuwa nasikia kutoka Bomet watu kuna mashida mingi. Ukienda Narok sasa pande ya kulima sasa utaona watu thousands and thousands of people. They are coming from Bomet looking for work, anything you can do. Ukitaka tu kufanya street, they are there. So you can imagine insecurity inaanza hata kwa sababu. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The insecurity is coming from watu wanamigrate wanaleta, sio wanatakuja kutafuta chakula ama kazi. Because we had what Bomet was, that Bomet, those people were thrown out for the Mau. Is it the Mau West? Or is it Mau East? The Mau West. Those who are taken from the forest. So I think that's an area that we as CCC. I know you are raising all the hands, right? he knows that the time is not against. But I'll allow maybe 2 reactions only.
Thank you.
2.
I would want to echo what President has said, and I would want to put this because it is a good opportunity for the people of Narok to benefit from Masai Mara National Park. But Amboseli National Park. But if you want to take that because now you want to see in 2 terms because of that, then we are going to elect the people that are going, instead of that resource benefiting the people that is around there, they are going to benefit the few individuals. Because the government have done its part to ensure that they revoke the 1974 declaration to be in the national conservation of ownership to the county. This is now the county. We should also ensure that this coming election, we elect people that is going to be people that are going to ensure that that park benefits the people. So don't just come and start singing 2 times because of government doing its own.
That's a very good reaction. That's very, very good reaction. The government has done its part. Yes.
They do their part.
And then the people of the Ma, because I understand it's not now,
Yes.
it's Kajiado most, the neighbors, let us come up with good people who take care of that resource to benefit the community, not to benefit individual. Good. I saw another hand here.
Yeah. It is just my general comments,
Yes.
especially in matters of advocacy. The way I've seen all these 6 CCC, we need also to create a more advocacy to persons with disability. Like yesterday, IBC man told us that the issues of disability in terms of election is too expensive materials. We need to tell the government that they have all the machinery. They need also to involve persons with disability and they bring those brain materials so that in Kenya we exercise that for the first time so that we feel we are part of Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you. It's very good. We advocate for the PWDs, people with
I have a comment. That touches on Narok. We used to hear social media threatening messages that there are fights between Transmara West and Migori. Now, you should take the measures that are long-term than short-term measures. So it is that in Narok lazima waweke vitu kama police stations huko, alafu hiyo mambo ya security wa solve. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know we have all the reactions and we can react to all the counties, but we have heard what, and there is something that you did as you are putting up the report. There is a way forward, and I have seen everyone has given who will do this and who will do this. Me and my work is to just encourage the county CCC. Let us take up whatever you have put here and we have addressed. Can we be able to address in our various counties? I will still encourage you. Let us have the fellowship. Let us have, even if there are the resources are not available, people can meet, speak, and share what is affecting them, so that before it escalates further, we are able to address. That's one thing that I've learned from what I've read. That there are so many issues that are affecting us. They are different and they can be handled on the CCC level. You understand? Otherwise, you are praying for everywhere. Where there is no security, we shall pray for it. Kama tunahitaji msaada, tuombe Mungu atupe mvua, ukawa na chakula. Because all of us, we belong to one country that we need. I want to concentrate because we have to review our, and at this juncture I will just the DCC is requesting so that they can work and then we can be able to do the other bit. Thank you so much, DCC. and say hi to the county commissioner. We are grateful. We shall continue engaging him in another forum. Thank you so much. Thank you. Jagger, I know you are ready. You are now going to review our press statement. All those, Jagger was sitting there, he was catching up what we are doing and what was we require as the council so that we can have a corrective. In this juncture, I will request thank you so much. I think now we know what we usually do. We pick one of us to read. This time, I think Juguna Joseph, I'm picking on you as the chair. So that as Jali project, you go through, you read through it as we review all of us. From here. You know, mchungaji anapenda sana kukaa, hajazoea kukaa hapo. Najua zote, hata wakati mwingine unaangalia unaona kama unaongea ukiwa nyuma. Unaona hata mimi najaribu kuongea na najaribu kuja hapo mbele. So it's good that it projected there. Then we go through it as we read the fikiri hapa ndio mzuri jogona kuliko. Hii ndio pulpit nafikiri. Iko la. Assume pulpit iko. Hali ya skofu wako ndio wangu. Technology is giving up. Okay. Stop killing Kenya. Press statement. Preamble. The NCCK South Rift region, which comprises of Baringo, Samburu, Nakuru, Bomet, Kericho, and Narok counties, has held a two-day consultative forum at PCA Milele Resort, Nakuru. As the leaders reflected on the state of the nation and projected scenarios in the lead up to the 2027 general elections, they were inspired by the scripture recorded in 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 2. It says, "Now it is required that those who have been given a trust must prove faithful." In addition, the leaders noted the responsibility placed on every Kenyan to safeguard the nation by Article 3, Sabbatical 1 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Every person has an obligation to respect, uphold, and defend this Constitution. Understanding this, we share the following message. 1. National values and principles of governance. The Constitution of Kenya, in Article 10, Sub-Article 2, explicitly outlines the values that bind all state organs, state officers, public officers, and all persons. These values, which we set for ourselves, are A, patriotism, national unity, sharing and devolution of power, the rule of law, democracy, and participation of the people. B, human dignity, equity, social justice, inclusiveness, equality, human rights, non-discrimination, and protection of the marginalized. C, good governance, integrity, transparency, and accountability, and D, sustainable development. It is a deep consternation to us that every genuine assessment of the state of the nation shows that each and every one of these values have been blatantly contravened by the state. If this trend is not stopped urgently, our nation will have an irredeemable implosion that will shock the entire world. We appeal to every Kenyan to stand up and defend the vision of a better life that we all held dear when we promulgated the Constitution 15 years ago, being inspired by the word of God in Isaiah chapter 7, verse 9, which says, "If you do not stand firm in your faith, you will not stand at all." We share the following recommendations.
on what we, the people of Kenya, need to do. 2, register as voters. To the young people of our nation, we appeal to you to massively occupy the democratic space just as you occupied streets and public spaces during the 2024-2025 demonstrations by registering as voters. The vision of a better Kenya you painted in your hearts and words will be realized when you become active drivers and actors in the electoral process. Your active participation as voters and candidates will nullify the narratives being peddled that the elections will be rigged. For sure, the only rigging that can be done is keeping the Gen Zs away from the polls. We remind you of the inspiration given in 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12, which says, do not let anyone look down on you because you are young. 3, occupy the church. Further, we recall that the young people had offered to occupy churches ostensibly to stop use of the pulpit by politicians. We heartily welcome all the youth to come to church so that we can together undertake the mission of holistic transformation of lives for a just, sustainable, and resilient society. The church in Kenya has all through history been the buttress on which champions of justice and democracy were nurtured. It is therefore important for the youth to come and occupy the church so that the champions for the current and future generations can grow and serve. 4, stop killing democracy. We are appalled by the blatant breach of democratic principles we are witnessing in the lead up to the by-elections that we held later this month. That will be held later this month. The open bribery of voters with money, food, goodies, and promises, coupled with buying out of aspirants with huge sums of money, is killing democracy. If this is a precursor of how things will be in 2027, then Kenyans have every reason to worry. We advise all voters to reject and refuse to vote for any candidate associated with bribery and intimidation of opponents. Always remember the warning God has given in Job chapter 15 verse 34, which says, for the company of the godless will be barren, and the fire will consume the tents of those who love bribes. Number 5, stop impoverishing Kenyans. One of the greatest tragedies in Kenya is our collective failure to draw the direct relationship between corruption that leads to bad governance, that leads to unjust and oppressive policies, that leads to closure of companies, that causes unemployment rise, that leads to death of big, small, and micro businesses, and which makes poverty grow exponentially. As Kenyans, we must realize that all the governments we have had in our history have routinely taken deliberate measures to keep the citizens hotel. Okay. As Kenyans, we must realize that all the governments we have had in our history have routinely taken deliberate measures to keep the citizens poor, always thinking that poor people are easier to manipulate. It is not by accident that more than 10 multinational companies have migrated out of Kenya in the last 3 years, resulting in tens of thousands of Kenyans losing their jobs. Further, the Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA, is shutting down businesses with unexplainable tax and bribery demands. The scripture recorded in Isaiah chapter 1 verse 23 seems to accurately describe the situation in Kenya, which says, you rulers are rebels, companions of thieves, are rebels. You rulers are rebels, companions of thieves. They all love bribes and chase after gifts. They do not defend the cause of the fatherless. The widow's case does not come before them. We demand that the systemized killing of the economy be stopped to end the unnecessary suffering Kenyans are going through. 6, be independent or exit. Seeking to have meaningful checks and balances, Kenyans created 10 independent commissions and offices in the Constitution of Kenya 2010. These are the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, National Land Commission, Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, Parliamentary Service Commission, Judicial Service Commission, Commission on Revenue Allocation, Public Service Commission, Salaries and Remuneration Commission, Teachers Service Commission, National Police Service Commission, the Attorney General, the Auditor General, and the Director of Public Prosecutions. It is a national heartbreak that all these offices and commissions have abdicated their mandates and largely allowed themselves to be used by the state to oppress and suppress the people. Kenyans continue to mourn the fact that even parliament and judiciary, which are given the honor of being arms of government, have persistently failed to hold the executive accountable or question, Kenyans continue to mourn the fact that even parliament and judiciary, which are given the honor of being arms of government, have persistently failed to hold the executive accountable or question injustice. Instead, they are being used to perpetuate injustice in the nation. We call upon the holders of these offices either execute, we call upon the holders of these offices to either execute their mandates or vacate the positions. Do not expect to thrive and enjoy life when Kenyans are suffering on account of your negligence. We remind you of the clear warnings in Proverbs 17:13 that says, if a man pays back for evil for good, evil will never leave his house. Kenyans have done you good by giving you a job and a salary. Will you continue to pay them back by turning a blind eye on injustice? 7, stop early and divisive campaigns. A lingering injustice in our nation is the trend by politicians to embark on campaigns the day after elections, behaving as if only duty is winning as if their only duty is winning the next election. Across the country, politicians in government and opposition are engaged in intensive campaigns, even though the 2027 elections are 2 years away. We call upon the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to enforce discipline by firmly and visibly punishing political parties whose candidates and supporters are breaking the law by engaging in early campaigns. On their part, we challenge the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, the Kenya National Commission of Human Rights, the Commission on Administration of Justice, and the Director of Public Prosecutions to take speedy and punitive action on all persons who engage in hate speech and incitement. Let us all learn from our past that the wounds of elections-related violence never truly heal, and destroying national cohesion will destroy the nation. 8, protect the pulpit. On our part, we call upon our brother and sister clergy. Is it brothers and sisters? Brothers. Very well. On our part, we call upon our brother and sister clergy to comply with the guidelines that we agreed upon as the NCCK to regulate our ministry to politicians. Among other things, we agreed that 1, all politicians who attend worship services are to be treated the same as other worshippers. 2, All monetary and material contributions should be treated as offerings and should not be announced or given with fanfare. 3, politicians should not be allowed to address congregants inside the church, but instead speak to people outside the church building after the service. 4, church leaders must remain objective and non-partisan and avoid endorsing or opposing any political leader or party. 9, take measures against non-communicable diseases. Over the past few years, statistics are showing that cases of non-communicable diseases, NCD, over the past few years, statistics have shown that cases of non-communicable diseases, NCDs, are increasing rapidly. Today, every family in Kenya has a member who is managing diabetes, hypertension, cancer, heart ailment, stroke, or cardiovascular disease. Notably, NCDs account for 50% of all hospitalizations, 39% of all deaths, and consume 77% of household healthcare expenses. This rapid rise in prevalence of NCDs is being driven by the increased consumption of highly processed foods that are high sugar, salt, and saturated. High in sugar and salt and saturated fats. Yes. To reverse this trend, we call for the following measures. 1, the Ministry of Health should declare non-communicable diseases a national emergency to facilitate adequate attention and allocation of resources. 2, that food producers be required to include front of pack warning labels so that consumers are aware when buying products that are high in sugar, salt, and saturated fats. 3, that a legal framework be introduced to regulate advertisement of unhealthy foods and beverages, especially those that target children and adolescents. Let us all remember that God takes the condition of our bodies seriously, as we read in 1 Corinthians 3, chapter 3, verse 16 to 17, which says, "Don't you know that you yourselves are God's temple, and that God's Spirit lives in you? If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy him, for God's temple is sacred, and you are that temple." In conclusion, we conclude by reminding all of us that we each have a role to play in protecting justice and democracy of our nation. None of us can afford to sit back and watch as Kenyans slide into the path that leads to destruction. Of importance, let us as citizens demand accountability from all responsibility holders in government and state agencies. Let us all who are of age register as voters and thereafter participate in elections. May the words recorded in Hebrews chapter 10 verse 24 help us grow in our unity of action. And it says, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds." We wish you all a Jesus-centered Christmas and a God-filled and blessed New Year 2026. Signed on this 14th day of November 2025 at PCEA Milele Resort, Nakuru, by Bishop Peter Muiruri, Chairman NCCK, South Rift Region.
Thank you so much, Pastor. Ningekuwa na kikombe ingine ya chai ningekuwekea. Now, this is our statement. It's not for the chairman, but this is our statement. I need a reaction from the members. If there is anything omission or something that we could add.
Thank you. Maybe we go to number 4, whereby we were talking about occupying the church. I don't know where it is. Oh, number 3. When we talk about occupying the church, don't you think we are giving the young people an opportunity to, to be more aggressive in terms of last year they say they want to occupy the church? So maybe you expound on that. And then we had also discussed about GBV and early marriages. And I remember, I think in Baringo and in Bomet, those cases were there. So I have not seen anywhere we have addressed GBV, early marriages, and even HIV, bearing in mind that our county is leading in Kenya. I don't know.
Okay, those are some of the statements from Kenya. Any other?
Even the issue of substance use, drugs. I didn't have it captured.
Is it captured within our reports? You want us to put it as a national issue?
Jambo ambayo as we were talking in the discussion, we met. And I had some places also. Kuna watu ambao mambo ya pombe imeanza kuwa
Yes, Mr. Chair, kuna jambo ambalo imekera sana mawazo yangu na kama capture national wide. Ya kwamba kuna counties ambazo hatuna representative ya PWDs. Sasa nikakuwa concern katika hizo counties. Parties ndio wahusishe walemavu katika nomination ama IBC ndio create awareness. Kwa sababu unakuta county zingine karibu 30 ziko na nominated MCS kwa walemavu, lakini zingine karibu 17 anakaa tunakuta sheria za disability zinapitishwa huko na wengine hawapati hiyo nafasi. Sijui jaji ataweka hapo because national concern.
I think your segment has been captured where the commission have been asked. I heard something that they should not watch, but they should act according to their mandate. Those commissions that have been enshrined in the constitution, they should do. Even IBC has been also asked to do, because you see even the issue that was being raised by Mutai about the gadgets. They're supposed to, these are independent commissions. They are supposed to do their mandates. So we may not go to the nitty-gritties, but we need to give them that they should act within the mandate that we have been given by the Constitution. Yes. Those is a statement.
I think there is a gap, knowledge gap, a critical knowledge gap within the political parties that hinders creating and promoting more inclusive political discourse. I think this should be inserted, something like that, so that it be mentioned, so that it can be important.
Yeah, you're getting the issue. It's also a PWD.
Yeah.
They feel that they're left out.
Sure.
But we cannot put each and everything in the story. We can take it broadly. That those people who have been mandated to do, they should do the correct thing. We push for that.
With your permission, Chair?
Yes, yeah.
With your permission, I can request the persons who have spoken about PWDs to allow that we handle that at the national level during the executive. I'll commit to include that in the statement issued by the executive, which will be coming after the by-election, so it will also be appropriate at that time.
I'll be there. I'll be for the whatever you have from that to figure.
We just to echo number 3, not because it has been spoken about, but as I was listening through, I personally felt like this is one of the best which I really feel good about. And in that the youth have told us and have spoken that they have been left out. But this one is embracing them, is welcoming them to be players. And I feel that with this kind of welcome, the youth will have a place, they will contribute. And even those politicians out there, they will know that our soldiers, the youth are there. So they will be careful. I think for me, I feel the spirit is not bad.
The spirit is there. It's only that Kerry is fear. It's good. They use, you know, the language they use are understanding.
Labda Kizungu ndio haijaingiana kwangu.
Occupying, they should take their praise.
Yes.
It's not to come and occupy your seat, but they should be part of what we are doing.
Yes.
And that's what we say. We encourage them to have their voice, but respect the order.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to go, because see all the press people are here already. Should not,
Yes.
see you and then the last one.
I don't know if it is relevant. There is this issue that is in public domain and the religious bill. Is it necessary to have at least one clause about it? That's one. Number two, from the press statement, tumehit the government sana. Hatuwezi mention kitu moja umefanya vizuri tusikuwe very negative as a church.
Haya, niongea mambo mabaya sana ya serikali, lakini ngomba tu. Is there any good?
For example, the shilling. Sisi ndio wanahesabu accountant. At least hiyo stability ya shilling si mbaya sana. Amejaribu hiyo.
The only thing is we are stabilizing the shilling, but we are not feeling the impact. The shilling is stable, but are you feeling the money in the pocket?
No. Bishop, the show here and elsewhere, the show teachers.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted just to echo what you have mentioned, what I wanted to say. The church should also have a say towards that bill so that it can be able to create a declaration to the national government. The bill that you're trying to propose to us, this is our stand in the church, so that also people know the direction of the church. And secondly, also to echo what you said, the involvement of the youth. I think in the press statement you need to emphasize more on the need of the youth to vote, because I've just seen some 2 or 3 lines, but you need to tell these youths why do they need to vote, because they have losing hope, they have lost hope in the government. So I think I don't know, should be captured and very well.
I think the issue I have no matter, but I can be able to hear that the issue of the legislation that is going on. We are having a meeting to discuss further on the issue of the legislation coming. I don't know whether we don't need to worry so much in our forum. We want to give it as a national in the next weeks. But it's an issue that has come. We have 2 legislations, by the way. We have one which is already, there is already a petition which has been taken for because of the colleges, the TVETs, and the religious colleges. It's already in the House. The petition has been done by a church, a reverend, that we should have a curriculum, not an individual charge or regulation to come up with the curriculum. It is already a petition, and it is coming for public participation. So we should be aware. The other one is the regulations that are there. It's Act. But we shall still have some regulations to govern that Act. So it is in that stage that it's being discussed. But we have sentiment to come up with. That do we need the regulation or don't? As Joseph put in the morning, that there are people who are correct. Watu walishikwa mkono wa kuwekwa hivi na wengine regulations zikapitishwa zingine, but we are there. But I think if we can let that to be the national statement, I think that would be, because now we are doing about, as much as it's affecting us, we are doing more of the south.
Thank you. Let's go to number 5. The last sentence. We demand, to who is it? The people is it? It's not clear to whom are we talking. So perhaps we can add something.
That one. Now it's sorry. We demand the government to end the systematic killing of the economy. We stop to end the unnecessary suffering Kenyans are going through. Because we demand who?
Bishop Chair, with your permission, allow me to help us appreciate something. The stability of the shilling against the dollar has been pointed out as one of the achievements of this government, but would encourage the accountants among us to actually look deeper into that. Because what has happened, and it happened during a good section of President Uhuru's governance, is you deplete and you really deplete the reserves to show up the shilling. And that's why you find quite a number of the funds that are being collected from Kenyans go to purposes other than for which they are collected. There were reports, like for example, the affordable housing levy. People pay, it doesn't go into the houses, it was being reinvested in bonds and other government securities, so as to keep the economy seemingly healthy. But you see now that is not sustainable. And as a result, the houses end up being advertised at the market value, because then you didn't put the people's money into it. So before we go and celebrate the stability of the shilling, it's going to actually investigate what is the force driving that. The stability of our local currency against the dollar is usually driven by exports, because you're exporting more, so you're getting more dollars. But I hope the members here, Bishop Chair, are aware that exports from Kenyans have taken a nosedive, and even the companies that were manufacturing products that we could sell to our neighbors have plummeted. The statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs 2 days ago confirmed that we are now almost at equal level with Tanzania in terms of our exports, and our exports to Tanzania and our imports are almost at the same level, meaning that whatever products we used to produce here and sell in Tanzania have really dwindled, and now they are producing what we are importing. So the stability of the shilling is a bit suspicious before we can put it in a statement. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, I think there's much that behind, because we have to look something that is rosy, so that to entice. But I'm saying that yes, the door is down. I ask you whether you are feeling that you need to feel the pocket. There's some money that is coming. And this is the truth. So my point of view is that the money belongs to the affordable housing. Is big. When a jug is putting, you're buying the box. But it's not going straight the housing that we are seeing coming up. Just do your mathematics, do your intelligence, and that's why you are coming. There's so many markets that were not part of the houses. But the money that is building the houses, the markets are coming from them. So there's so many things and intrigues maybe when we read, but you got to internalize the reports, you find out some of these things. That in the long run, it will have an effect. Thank you so much. I think we are contented with the press. Isn't it? Yes. And we have somebody to propose and then second. Okay. Good, we are ready for that. Before we read, we need to, because I can see we are all here. I think you're gonna.
We do it here, the setup there, that's all.
Okay, before we begin, can I ask Isaac to give a vote of thanks?
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chair. The Chair has asked me to thank you for coming. So thank you very much. Yes, my name is Isaac and I'm very glad to have been part of this. And on behalf of this region that you belong to and entire NCCK, we want to appreciate that you came and that you have spoken. The expressions that we have gotten from here are what have culminated to the kind of message that will be given to the nation. And so all the delegates from all the CCCs, we had aspirants with us, we had government representation in this place, and also I think from the young people, from other platforms other than NCCK, who came to be part of this conversation. We are very, very glad. I hope that we have been inspired, especially in our churches, to have the dialogues, the conversations. Haven't we? Or have we?
Yes, we are.
Yes, these are important conversations. If anything, it is in obedience to the word of God. God has called us to have conversations with Him, so that we can imitate the same and take it to our churches, and so that we can have a common understanding. We bridge this gap of, the mistrust that has been there between, generations. Na hii pia mlisikia hii sadaka ni kama inafika mwisho. Ati millennium sasa wakimaliza ni hivyo sasa. And like it was said, these people they just say, and eventually they actually do what they say. So we want to appreciate that you are part of these conversations. Let us go and continue the same in our places. Let's build the momentum. We will, if this things go haywire, we will say we did our part. So we wish you all the best as you go, and thank you so much for coming. Take greetings back to your families and to your churches, and we look forward to meeting again to take forward these discussions. But more we will be seeking to hear how are the discussions when you went back churches. We just want to hear how it went down there. So asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki, na we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you very, very much. I think I can leave it at that. Hiyo makofi mnaweza niongezea kidogo
I was waiting for the chair so that I can ask for permission.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to kindly request